So with OTAs continuing today, we got some really exciting updates on guys like Zay Flowers, Lamar Jackson, and then we got to hear some tidbits from Todd Monken that were very, very special and stood out to me. First off, straight into it, Zay Flowers said his knee, the knee that caused him to miss the remainder of the Browns game, the entire Steelers and Bills playoff games, that same knee, he said it's 100%. So he's good to go. He's full go. I mean, we done seen the videos of him on Instagram, working out, running routes, catching passes. So we could tell the knee look good, but we ain't know the full status of it. We assume, but hearing it straight from Zay Flowers was a beautiful thing. So his health is wealth. Now, Todd Monken, who we love and we appreciate, especially as our offensive coordinator, he had some very, very interesting things to say when it comes to the use of Zay Flowers. Let's listen.
Yeah, we just got to get him the ball more. I mean, that's really it. The problem is we have a lot of those guys. Like, you know, he's an unbelievable football player. You know, he's
Sure
not
is.
only an outside receiver that has elite route running skills, but he's unbelievable with the ball in his hands. So you have like a guy that fits two positions, really plays two spots. Now, I'm not sure we're going to use that when it's contract negotiations. It was seen as two players.
All right,
But I'm just saying that you can use him in a variety of roles to get him the ball, which allows your volume to go up. You know, he's a volume catch guy. You can use him in novelty screens, getting him the ball down the field. So I expect him to take another leap, you know, in terms of, his consistency. But, you know, when you make it to the Pro Bowl or you're an all-pro, like, you're pretty good.
So Todd Monken, he really laid it out there for us and straight up said, hey, we got to get Zay Flowers the ball more, especially with how special he is when he has the football in his hands. And we know that to be true. We know that to be accurate as can be. We done seen it plenty of times before. But something that this reminded me of was last year. Because last year, you could say, man, Zay Flowers already gets 1 million targets. He already has 1 million passes thrown his way. He makes over 100 catches. He gets that already, doesn't he? Well, yes, but at the same time, no. There were too many times last year where Zay Flowers, he was having an amazing first half. He was going off. He was going crazy, putting numbers up, being productive. Then in the second half, it was like, is Zay Flowers still playing? Is Zay Flowers still out there on the field? Is Zay Flowers still a part of the game? Too many times, the Baltimore Ravens, not even the opposing team's defenses, I'm sure they had something to do with it, but not everything, because there's so many different ways you can get this thing done. But there will be too many times where the Baltimore Ravens would remove Zay Flowers from the game. And you can't do that. So Todd Monken letting it be known like, hey, we got to get Zay Flowers the ball more because we know exactly how special he is, and we done all seen it. But in addition to that, Zay Flowers has some stuff to say because he talked about Lamar Jackson. And he said that Lamar Jackson actually wants to do more meetings and spend more time together off the field. And he said with the workouts with Lamar Jackson in Florida, he said it's just getting our timing down. Like if we running routes, then he'll say, run it this way. Or I like how you ran it that way. And he said it's talking a lot and detailing the small things that he wants to get down. So him and Lamar, obviously, two Florida Ravens, two South Florida Ravens, two Broward County Ravens. But they've been working on it even more. And that's what makes this so much fun and so much exciting. Because with Zay Flowers, from Zay Flowers' rookie season 2 years ago, they already had a connection like that. Last year, obviously, their connection got even stronger. But this year, they're taking it up a whole nother notch, a whole nother level. So with their connection that they already had, that was already crazy, it's only going to get even better. So that's a beautiful thing. Zay Flowers also talked about DeAndre Hopkins. And he said with DeAndre Hopkins, he said that he's a real veteran and he's very easy to follow. And he also talked about when he's working on stuff that he's very patient in everything that he does. A lot of times as a young guy, a lot of times as somebody who's inexperienced with something or not as experienced as somebody else, we could rush stuff. We could wait, all right, I got to do it like this. I got to get it this fast. But DeAndre Hopkins showing Zay Flowers like, look, you ain't got to do all that. It's going to come with time. It's going to come with reps. It's going to come with practice. It's going to come with repetition, doing the same thing over and over and over. It's going to happen. And I mean, for Zay Flowers, so much has happened, but so much more is on the way. Now, Todd Monken, he spoke about DeAndre Hopkins, and he said we're trying to get him up to speed, but he's been great. But this part was what really stood out to me, and this was my favorite part of what he had to say about DeAndre Hopkins. He said he doesn't see DeAndre Hopkins as a number 3 wide receiver. He don't see him like that. He said he sees it more as the Ravens have 3 starting wide receivers, and DeAndre Hopkins, and Zay Flowers, and then Rashad Bateman. And I said, oh, Todd Monken, you saying something right there. We talked about this in yesterday's video with just how it's almost like the Ravens got 1A, 1B, and 1C. And that's a beautiful thing to have. It's a beautiful problem to have because you got so many mouths to feed. And this, I can't wait, man. It's going to be fun. And he also commented on Lamar Jackson, and he talked about how Lamar Jackson, he always comes in ready. Always comes in ready, always comes in sharp just because he loves football. And that's something that we all know about Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson has let us all know that multiple times, how much he loves the game of football. And you could tell, like, when you watch him play, he just be out there having fun. He be out there just having a blast, man. So you could tell, like, when somebody loves what they do, it's always a difference, always a big difference. And it's just a different energy and a different vibe when they show you how they do it. And that's exactly what Lamar Jackson does. If you've been injured in an accident, you may be entitled to significant compensation and should take action immediately. DM Law wants you to know that Mike's got this. But what is DM Law? Well, I'll tell you. DM Law is a leading injury law firm in Kansas City and Missouri. Have you been injured? Just turn to the skilled personal injury lawyers at DM Law for the compassionate advocacy that you need. The best part is you only pay if they win your case. You see, at DM Law, every wrong must be made right. DM Law features a large support staff of investigators, case managers, medical record specialists, and more. They have offices in Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, and Colorado. And they know that times like these can be very stressful and overwhelming, but at DM Law, they want you to know that Mike's got this. Many of their attorneys used to defend insurance companies, so they know how to get the coverage for complicated cases and explore every option. They've recovered over $600 million for thousands of clients. DM Law is willing to take on cases that a lot of other law firms are scared of. They make it their mission to help their clients receive the compensation and justice that they deserve. DM Law understands that injuries can have long-term lasting effects, both physically and emotionally. That's why they strive to not only help their clients recover physically, but also improve their future through financial compensation. So if you want to see if you can get the compensation that you deserve, you can check out DM Law at the link in the caption and in my bio. Now, last week, when the Baltimore Ravens hit the field for OTAs, there was a lot of excitement from all of us because, like, everybody was in the building. And for the few guys that weren't there, it was due to them being sick. Some were dealing with some physical stuff, but it wasn't nothing crazy. But the attendance there, it was insane. And we like, oh, yeah, they go them Ravens, baby. Let's get it. But today, it was a little bit different because some guys, they took the day off. And the list goes as the following. This is from Jeff Zrebick. He said, the Ravens that I don't see at voluntary OTAs, Lamar Jackson, Rashad Bateman, Kyle Hamilton, Sanusi Kane, Chidobe Awuzie, Jake Hummel, Emory Jones, Kyle Vanoy, Ben Cleveland, Ronnie Stanley, Nnamdi Mata, BK. So that's quite a list right there. A lot of veterans there, a lot of notable guys who are missing right now. But again, remember, just like we said before, for anybody that's missing voluntary OTAs, can't forget that part, it's okay. Obviously, who knows what's going on? I did see somebody say, oh, maybe they taking a rest day for veteran. I don't know. But it's okay. Because, again, this is voluntary. This ain't mandatory. This is voluntary. And we're excited for when those guys come back, whenever that ends up being. But, again, we can't trip. But one thing, somebody came back. Somebody was back in the building today who was missing last week, and that was that boy Daniel Faalele. And we know with Daniel Faalele, this is a huge season for him. This is contract year, actually, for a Daniel Faalele. So whether he earns that second contract from the Baltimore Ravens or if he gets it from another team in free agency next year, this is his opportunity to put on the best showing that he possibly can. One thing that I wonder, though, with Daniel Faalele, say, for instance, he goes to another team. Would that team keep him at guard or would they kick him back outside at tackle? That's a question that, that's to be determined depending on how the rest of this season goes. Now let's get to my favorite part of the videos where we feature your questions. And if you would like to take part in it, email me at teamkeepitclean@gmail.com. For the patrons, you can send your question in a DM on Patreon. And if you would like to become one, you can go to patreon.com/Ingravenvids. First question came from my guy, David, he said, what's up, Ingraven? What's happening, David? I said, I hope all is well with you. You make a lot of sense on your videos. Whoa, don't hear that too often, because if you feeling like I'm making sense, then that means both of us might be a little crazy. But it's all good, David. Anyway, he said, keep up the good work. I appreciate you, man. He said, question, how much credit do you give Lamar Jackson on elevating the players around him? Oh, a lot. A whole lot. Because all you got to do to really look at that and understand that is look at Lamar Jackson since 2018, but even 2019 too. And if you put a lot of other quarterbacks to replace him, to put him in the position that he was in with the Baltimore Ravens, to put him on those teams, they wouldn't be able to get it done. They would not be able to have nearly the amount of success that Lamar Jackson had. But again, that's just my opinion. That's how I feel about it. But anyway, continuing, he said, it almost seems that everyone Lamar plays with ends up being good or great. Do you agree? I do think he does. He does a lot of elevation. For sure. He does a whole lot of elevation. But see, with what you brought out, that reminds me of why so many of us, we really wanted the Baltimore Ravens to go in a lot more, especially on offense with Lamar Jackson. And with the whole Deandre Hopkins thing, people like, oh, this should have happened like 3-4 years ago. I get that. I've been wanting it to happen for a long time too. Now that would have been nice. That would have been really nice. They could have got it. Ooh. But anyway, the reason we wanted the Baltimore Ravens to invest in great players alongside Lamar Jackson, because you would be able to get even more from him as well, and more from those great players. Key example, Derrick Henry. And I was somebody that felt like with the Baltimore Ravens, you could just put anybody at running back and they'll have success. And I mean, that has been the case. There's been a lot of guys back there that have had a lot of success. Look at Gus Edwards. Gus Edwards did his thing back there for the Baltimore Ravens for years. He came in with Lamar Jackson. But guess what? He went to the Chargers and wasn't looking too good. And he was with Greg Roman too. So an offensive coordinator that he don't work with before, that he's familiar with, but it ain't look so good. So I was like, ooh. So then the Baltimore Ravens, they added a Derrick Henry last season, a great player. And guess what he did? Lamar elevated him. He elevated Lamar. It went both ways. And it worked out wonderfully. Wonderfully. He alleviated so much pressure off of Lamar Jackson last year and the entire Baltimore Ravens team. And Lamar Jackson did the same thing in return. It's a nice thing when it doesn't just have to be Lamar or bust for a play, for success. So that's why a lot of us really wanted the Baltimore Ravens to get as many great players as they possibly could. We know it's tough. It's easier said than done. But you see what happens when they did it. Next question came from my guy, J.O. He said, what's up, man? Hope everyone in Team Keep It Clean is well. Long time since I had a question, but you know, I'm always watching your content. Hey, appreciate you, J.O. Thank you, man. I'll be seeing you in the comment section sometimes, so I thank you for that, man. He said, anyway, on a recent video, you said this could possibly be the best Ravens or any team's best offense ever. I did. He said, our secondary is definitely hot, all of which are first rounders. So with those boys, they will hunt. But my question is this: in which ways could you see this being that offensive unit? With touchdowns, with yards. Obviously, a Super Bowl at the end will be the cherry on top, but what are your thoughts? And as always, much love to y'all and all of Team Keep It Clean. Appreciate you, my friend. So, which ways could I see this Baltimore Ravens team being the best offensive unit, whether it comes to yards, whether it comes to touchdowns, really all of it? Definitely yards. I can see yards for sure. I can see this Baltimore Ravens team being one of them teams. Again, we saw it last year. Last year, we saw them going crazy, and there was some fourth quarters where Lamar was like, oh, no, I'm going to chill. I'm going to relax. There was some fourth quarters and end of games where Ravens were like, oh, no, we good. We straight now. We got it. Now, I remember, what was it, the Cowboys game? Where they was hot. They were killing them Cowboys, and then all of a sudden they started chilling. Them Cowboys started coming back. The Ravens just, they wanted to make stuff stressful. But anyway, I could just see this Ravens team, especially with all the talent that they got to go against, the good teams that they got to go against. Like from jump, literally from jump. Like this schedule, like, whew, it ain't sweet. But I mean, it's a first place schedule. You got first place, you won your division. So you got to go against some of the best, man. So, hey, bring it on. But with yards, touchdowns, really everything, man. Rushing yards, I can see it. The efficiency, passer rating again, I can see all of that, man. I really can. because the touchdown to interception ratio, the lack of turnovers, all of that, man. I just really do believe that this offense, that they are going to soar, man, because they have so many options. They got an offensive coordinator that's in his third year with the team, so there's that familiarity. He's familiar with the personnel's familiar with him. It's just they have so many reasons to have success. They got a lot more reasons and players to have success than to fail. And even with that being said, again, the proof is in the pudding. You've seen it the last 2 years. You've seen look at how much the offense grew from year 1 under Todd Monken to year 2 under Todd Monken. So imagine, even if it's just a slight amount of growth, I would expect it to be more though. But even if it was a slight amount of growth, just imagine how good they can be from year 2 to year 3. Next question came from my guy, Darin. He said, what's up, Ingraven? What's happening, Darin? He said, I'm keeping this short and sweet. The last time we had a rookie kicker, we won the Super Bowl. Hey, you're right. Because that's back in 2012 when Justin Tucker came in and beat out Billy Cundiff. Justin Tucker was an undrafted rookie free agent kicker from Texas. And he put that pressure on Billy Cundiff, and that pressure bust pipes. And Billy Cundiff was out of here. Justin Tucker stayed. And you know the rest was history. So let's hope that history finally repeats itself, because 2012 was a long time ago, man. It's a long time ago. We tired of waiting. Ravens should have had a couple more Super Bowls since then, for sure. But obviously they came up short for a lot of different reasons. But Ravens, it's time to stop coming up short, and it's time to get over the hump and get it done.